talking about University College Birmingham with Bharat Sakuja. He is international recruitment officer, also handling international partnerships, and he will be telling us all about today with for University College Birmingham. We will also be taking some question and answers at the end of this session. So if participants have any questions, any queries regarding University College Birmingham, please feel free to ask all of your questions in the chat box. We will answer all of your questions at the end of this session. So now I request Bharat to please start with the presentations and tell us about University College Birmingham.
Uh, Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you so much for your kind introduction. Uh, and everyone, a very happy Diwali to all of you in the first place, and to you too, Jyoti. I know the celebrations have happened yesterday, but we are still continuing the festivities. A huge Diwali wish to all of you in the first place. Yes, Jyoti has very rightly said. I look after the international recruitment side of of University College Birmingham. So for University College Birmingham, I'm not gonna, I believe you guys have seen, an amount of presentations and all those things. I'm gonna keep it very simple. I'm gonna bring you in light to something that I can share with you, which is maybe relatable, which is not relatable. You guys can tell me. Then if you have any questions later on, you can tell me too. So I was myself an international student at one point of time in the UK. My journey was also as an international student in the UK. I decided that I wanted to study abroad, and it was a funny story because I decided to that I want to study abroad, but then at the same time I was studying in India, doing a postgraduate diploma, trying to bridge the gap between education in India and education in US. UK was not even on my list at that point of time. But then time changed, things changed, and I decided that I want to pursue my education in the UK because, look, the point about UK, guys, is that UK has only 118 to 120 public institutions. There are no private institutions in the UK. The level of education in the UK has to be the same when it comes to all these universities, because all these universities are public funded universities. None of them are those private colleges where you have to go and, there have been so many situations in the past where students have gone to colleges, and the situations that have happened that the college has been blacklisted and students have lost their visas and all those things. In UK, that doesn't happen. In UK, the first and the foremost thing is you are coming to a public institution. That institution has the right to provide you the right to study in the UK. So you are safeguarded in that place. And then this is was my main reason to not go to US and to come to the UK, because 40,000 universities in US, and out of them 62% are private. So where do you even go in that? And I can imagine I was in your seat at one point of time myself too, and I was thinking in my head what to do. I was thinking, do I want to do business? Do I want to do management? Do I want to do something else? Because everybody is doing business and management these days. But yeah, and so the best part for me was making that decision to come to the UK. And I came as an international student. I did my masters, but luckily, uh, it opened up more opportunities. Opportunities gave rise to more opportunities in that case. And today I'm sitting in front of you, and I'm very glad to be able to tell you guys that I am very grateful to what UK and the UK institutions did for me. I'm very grateful that I would not have been a person who I am currently right now if it was not for the studies and the kind of educations and the kind of exposure, the experience, and the kind of people that I've met here. It was never possible for me in that case. It has only been possible because I got the education that was needed for me to flourish further and to be here sitting in front of you, be able to share this with you. So let me now come on to the part where University College Birmingham serves a great deal in that case. So University College Birmingham, see it this way, as it's one of the oldest colleges. We call it a college, but it is also a deemed university. It's also accredited by University of Warwick now. It was earlier accredited just 2 weeks, 3 weeks back. It was still accredited by University of Birmingham, but now University of Warwick has come to us to say, can you please do this for us? So we are not the ones going down to University of Warwick. They are the ones who have come down to us in that case. So yes, we are accredited by University of Warwick, but at the same time, we provide University College Birmingham provides their own degrees too. We are a university, so do not get tangled with the fact that, oh, it's a University College Birmingham. It is, yes, because it plays a part of the college too. You know how in India we go to colleges, after doing our 12th standard we go to a college, but the college is part of the university. So I don't know very, as in according to the Indian structure. I've studied in India myself. I was studying back in Chandigarh, but my college was used to call as SD College, but my university was Kurukshetra University. So it's the same system. You see it that way, but it is a deemed university. University College Birmingham is a deemed university. Uh, However, think this way too. I know most of us, and I can relate personally with you guys, and I don't know your backgrounds, but again, things are relatable. At the end of the day, I have spent one third of my life in India too. So I understand the structure of education. I understand the structure of family in that case, how we all want to do amazing things. And it's great. And it's great to see all of you today here too, because you are the guiding building blocks for the society which is coming in India next. Who knows? And you are the bridging links between India and the UK. So it's necessary for you to have that kind of exposure and experience that a UK institution is providing. And I know all of you would definitely agree with me that UK education is regarded as one of the best in the world, not just in some parts of the world. In their research, their practical knowledge, the kind of experience you gain while you're studying, the student placements that you gain, all of this is a part of your structure. So if any one of you decides you want to do a degree from whether it's a bachelor's degree, whether it's a master's degree that you want to pursue further, and you are looking for something which is more in a refined manner, which can prepare you for the industry. Now, this is very important what I'm saying, preparing you for the industry. And you guys should definitely consider that, because a lot of universities will provide you the education, but preparing you for the industry is the next level thing. That is provided at this is coming from a person who has worked with other universities too, in that case. So University College Birmingham, accredited by University of Warwick. University of Warwick, everybody knows, is one of the world's most prestigious institutions, Russell Group University. University College of Birmingham is the oldest college of food and domestic arts. There is no one that can touch when it comes to food, culinary arts, prosthetics, all these kind of courses. They are the masters of that. Nobody can come even near University of College Birmingham, University College Birmingham, when it comes to that kind of competition. And I know a lot of you must be going on Google, checking, these sites and doing comparisons, sometimes not finding the right kind of details. But when it comes to you as an international student, and I'm not saying this for University College Birmingham side, I'm saying you as international student, because for us that community matters. International student matters, because when you make that decision to come down here to the UK, especially, and to UCB, that is a responsibility that we have towards you, and we want to make sure that you get the right kind of education. And I specifically said industry ready earlier. Here you get the practical knowledge, the practical inputs about how to get into the industry. So you're not considered as somebody who's coming as, the term we use it in India is, if I'm Jyoti, correct me if I'm wrong, fresher when you go to the industry.
Yes, Bharat, you are absolutely right.
Yeah. So it's not about you being a fresher. Once you have considered a degree at UCB, they provide you that inputs. They make you work on those kind of softwares. Whether you consider, somebody who out of you who wants to do accounting and finance, who wants to go into the financial world, there is financial trade suite here, you know, which not too many universities have. There is a Bloomberg software, which, what, at the end of the day, not too many universities can hold. So you actually get to work on the systems, which then you have to go into the industry. You have to see for yourself and say, oh, wow, I've already worked on that. So I don't have to learn any. Yes, learning is a process everywhere. At the end of the day, when you're going to come into your university education, when you're going to be doing your course, you will be learning. But at the same time, this learning is more practical too at the same time. It's not just about you learning. In India, we do a lot of book reading. We do a lot of tests. We do a lot of, we learn from the books, and we, at the end of the day, we get 5 questions, whether we are doing a bachelor's degree or whether we are doing our 12th, or whether we are doing, a master's course. All we do is sit down in a room full of people, and then we give our examinations, and what happens after that is simply a fail or a pass. Here, you work on your own self. In that case, you are given the tools, you are given the support, you are given the academic help. Now, building upon that is on you, because that makes you who you are as a person in your particular course. And that is what it is called, then making you industry ready. Because then when you get into the industry, you don't have just the knowledge from the books, but you have already worked on these softwares. So any of you who is deciding to go in the College of Food and trying to do culinary arts or hotel management, you will be working on actual softwares which are already in the industry, which the industry uses. So in that case, it doesn't baffle you when you go into the industry, when you go and trying to speak to them about what do you know, you have just passed your university and this and that. You already have that input from your side. Look, I worked on this software, I've done that, I was able to do that placement, because UCB gives you that kind of, I would say, that kind of support. Because while you're studying too, there is opportunity for placements. You can get placements. There is opportunity. There is a dedicated team in the university which is called as hired. Their task is only, when you come in, from the moment you come into the moment you get out, their task is to make sure that you get the support when it comes to getting you the industry links. And I can tell you for one thing, I have stayed in the UK and I've worked in universities and I have studied in 2 different universities. I've done my 2 masters here. Not many universities can provide that kind of support when it comes to looking after your international students or looking after your national, your home students. No universities. If you guys, and I know a lot of you might have a question that, I might be saying a thing because I want to sell the university, I want to sell the courses of the university. It's not about that. The reason we are here today, the reason we have come onto this platform is because we want to impart you that knowledge, create that awareness. You are the ones who are going to make that decision by yourself at the end of the day. And I can tell you for one thing, when you decide upon going to university, never think about, and this is me personally saying to you from an end of an international student, by relating to what you must be thinking right now, by to make that decision to come to the UK. Think about the student satisfaction part, which universities provide. Don't think about, oh, in the ratings that university is number one. Oh, Oxford is number one. But Oxford is number one. It might be just because of the fact because they are doing research in medical sciences, biochemical engineerings, or neurosciences. There might be that. But if that is not related to what you want to do when you want to come down to the UK, it does not make sense at all. And at the end of the day, let's be very honest with each other. An Oxford or a UCLan or all these things, for example, how much do you think? Jyoti, let me ask you, how much do you think in that case, if you have to speak on behalf of all the students, how much do you think for a bachelor's degree they might have to pay?
I think for 16 to 17,000 thousand pounds, I guess.
Yeah, for an Oxford, you're looking about 20 to get down to. For a UCLan, you're
Yeah,
looking around. And then when you go in a master's course, there is, yes, education is most imperative thing, but at the same time, you need to consider the fact where what is the staff to the student ratio in a university? What's the student satisfaction ratio? What's the placement ratio? That's what matters to you as an international student at the end of the day.
yeah.
This is what, for you, what matters is how much of a satisfaction a student, international student, is getting when they're doing their course. What is the staff ratio for the course? Do we have 200 students and we have only got 2 staffs? No, that does not make sense in that case. Whereas here in UCB, you have an open door policy. If you wish to speak to your mentor, to your course director, your course lead, or to your tutor, you can simply knock on the door and you can go and they will speak to you. That's the kind of service UCB has. And it is very imperative in a UK educational institution, because that is deemed as something which is of very high stature in that case, because that's the kind of service you're providing, because it's the service delivery also at the end of the day. Courses operate, as I said in the beginning, UK institution, all of them public institution, have to work on a course structure which is by higher education authority, which is HEA. In India, we have our Ministry of Education. Here we have the HEA. So everybody works on the same par level when it comes to courses. But who can provide you that kind of service that you need? You are going to come from 10,000, 20,000 miles flying down here. And imagine if you don't even get the support that you need. For example, you are very used to Indian education system. You're coming to a UK education system where you need some kind of a support from your course tutor. And you think, oh, you know what? We used to do that in India. We used to go and speak to our tutor directly and we used to get some help. Here, you need to check the university's to staff to student ratio in that case to make sure that you get that level of support. You need to then check the student engagement ratio. You need to check the student placement ratio. And I can bet you when you see that, you will see UCB on the top of the ladder, because that's what matters in that case. That is what the point is here. It's for us, what matters is when you come down, we need to make sure that you are ready for things which are which you will be looking further into your future. You are getting the support academically, or the support whether it is, for example, I'm just going to give you a very good example right now. Yesterday we had this all these beautiful Indian students who have come down for this September intake. And September intake, by the end, October, they are only 4 weeks into their semester. Now all of a sudden Diwali is here, for example, and everybody feels, oh my God, Diwali, I wish I was in India, I was doing this, I was with the family. What we did, we created a family here. The students, we gave them everything they wanted. We gave them the place that they wanted. We provided them with they had the food, they had mithaiya, they had samosas, they had all kind of things that you see in India for Diwali. They had mithai, they had rasgulle, they had gulab jamuns, and they had everything. They had music. I was listening to all sorts of music that I have not listened to in a very long time. I was listening to music from South Side. I was listening to music from Maharashtra. I was listening music from Marathi songs were being played on, Rajasthani songs were being played on, Punjabi songs were being played on, and students were going crazy. They were going like they were enjoying. That's what it is. My essence to say that is the community at the end of the day, that you get the support that you get from a student. And that was only possible because the university provided that kind of support to do that. And now if you want to, you can check other universities what they have done. And if you feel that I might be saying it because I work for UCB, I would just simply say to you, go on UCB's official page, on any Instagram or any, or LinkedIn. You guys might be, I know today's the age where everybody likes to be on Instagram, and everybody likes to be on LinkedIn and Facebook. Do it by all means. And if I'm saying anything wrong, you can catch me on my part. I'm more than happy. And one thing which is also very necessary, that when when you consider UCB, you become a UCB Connect in that case. We have got our apps outside. As soon as you get onto the journey of UCB Connect, there is always a person with you. Always a person with you. You can literally connect from the UCB Connect app, and you can find out answers to anything, because there will be a person. If you say, I have a question, there will be a physical person sitting on that question to type your answer and provide you with that, answer to that inquiry. Let me say it, put it this way. And you guys might have course specific questions. You might be choosing different kind of courses, but then there is an array of courses that you can choose, because that is on you guys how you want to consider your future ability to take on a course, or what you want to progress further in your life. There is business enterprise, there's computer science, there is aesthetics. I know in India that there is something which is going amazingly about these days, that students are going into beauty technician, nursing, people are going into aviation management. You talk about those because I don't know how much we follow in India what's happening right now, or what's not happening right now, what's the government doing right now or not. But I personally am very fond of India. I'm an Indian myself. and I look after whatever is happening in India. So now our Prime Minister for India has already put down the National Skills Development Program, which is all about preparing students, not only just students, also students to go abroad, learn the skills, come back, teach it to people who are from deprived areas. UCB is doing that already for I don't even know how many years. I have no idea how many years UCB has been doing it, because you talk about, I need to get ready for industry. That's my first question. So I get a question. This is just me being hypothetical right now. And anybody has a question after that, because we will take quickly questions, because uh, I'll shut down now. I know, Jyoti, we have less time on this. Uh, Anybody says, oh, I want to get industry ready, but what should I do? You want to get industry ready? Think about why don't we think about it? In aviation management? There is a demand in India right now. There is in aesthetics, there is demand in India. There is, media makeup. Nobody thinks about, we see all kind of movies in India, but we don't think about the fact that, oh, somebody who is a 40-year-old guy, we have to make him look like he's a 10-year young kid. That is all media makeup. That's prosthetics. UCB has been doing masters in that right now, and no other institution is providing that sorts of services. Not any kind of. Then there is business enterprise. You want to learn about business? Yes, there is. You want to open your own business after that? UCB will support you to open your own business after that too. You want to go into computer sciences? I know this is something which is amazing in India. Everybody likes to think about computer science. They want to get into the data analysis side of things. Yes, there is plethora of opportunities that you want to choose upon, but that's on you guys to choose upon how you want to choose upon. We are here to support you to get onto that journey. We are here to support you with your inquiries, with anything that you throw on us. I have this problem, I have that problem. We are here basically to fix that. Our task is to make sure what you apply for, you get your money worth out of this. As simple as that. I'll Jyoti, I'll shut down here. And if you want to add anything, and if there are any questions, I'm more than happy to take them, because I know we have only got 7 minutes to for this session.
Bharat, we can continue. There is no, I do not think there is a time limit, but
Okay.
yeah, we can continue. If you want to add something, we can continue. There
I
is
think
no
so.
problem.
Yeah, let's do that. I think so. It's just I have given a kind of a lot of information regarding what you can do. UCB sits in the center of Birmingham. Simply as that. There is no better place to be. You are literally in the center. Let me put it this way, not just center of Birmingham. You're literally in the center of England, because Birmingham is the center of England. UCB is the center of Birmingham. So you literally are the centralized part of the entire England. And it's I have lived in Birmingham for over 11 years now, and I'm not, you know, I can say I am I can live my life here, literally. And that
Yeah,
is something that I associate myself with. And the region is very kind. The region is very supportive. The region is very supportive to students itself. UCB in itself is placed at a very prominent position in the city itself. UCB works with a lot of SMEs for placements, working with the mayor's office, working with the Indian embassy. So we look after any student has a problem. Let's say, oh, you know what? I came to the UK and I lost my passport. No other university can provide you that kind of, it's the knowledge, because we literally are next to the Indian embassy. So left side we have the Indian embassy onto our left, and on right hand side we have the council, the Birmingham City Council office, and literally on the other right hand side we have the mayor's office. We're literally sitting in the middle of everywhere. And we have made those contacts because we have been in this education industry for over 200 years. The kind of knowledge that the university possesses is humongous. And the kind of networks that you can create out of it is again, you know, when they say when you look at the sea is enormous. It's the same thing here too. And I'm not saying this just because you guys want to hear this. I'm just saying it because it's actually true. So let's take some questions if you guys have any. And If there is any inability to provide you any answers, by all means, I'll ask Jyoti to take your details. We can always send you an email.
Bharat, can we also cover up the entry requirements or the English requirements which
Yes.
student needs to get in
Yeah.
UCB?
Absolutely. As we say, for if you're coming for bachelor's degree, it's simple as that. You should have your 12th graduation, 12th class. Your English should be above 65 uh, in that case. And also, we require you, sometimes, again, it depends. There might be a requirement for IELTS, considering if you don't want to do IELTS, there is a long list of English tests that you can do. But UCB is also providing their own test right now, which is approved by the UK Home Office. So that test again works on the same similar grounds that we ask you to do four sections. We put down a lock on your browser, so you're not allowed to go and check the web to find out answers. And it is being recorded and monitored. So if you do anything which is not suitable, because we have already given you instructions, if you do that, you'll be considered as a fail, because that is something that I believe from a student perspective, they also should know too, that, there is a certain requirement to get into a university such as UCB, and we should abide by that and we should continue with that. So that is simple. But then again, if they specifically want to go into, let's put it this way, they want to go to business, it should not be a problem. But if they are choosing a specific field, for example, they are choosing computer science, and they have done, their 12, they have the physics, chemistry, maths, they should be at a level where they should have scored 60% in all of them to be able to get into. So considering now masters, they should have a 3 year, if they have done a 3 year degree, let's say if you're from the commerce or the arts background, if you have done a 3 year degree, then it should be a 65% average. If you have done a 4 year degree, then it should be between 55 to 60% average. So you should have scored between that to be able to get a position at UCB itself. Uh, Again, a case depends upon a case. It's a case to case basis. If you also have experience, that is considered too, but that's on our, you know, uh, let's put it this way. We speak with our visa compliance team to figure it out whether that can be something that we can take forward or not. So pretty much requirements are similar when it comes to and again for masters, sorry, when you if your English has not been suitable in your 12th examination or in your bachelor's, then again the IELTS or the other tests, which there is a long list, which I believe if I share with you, you can share with all the students who are participating today. But then the best part has been that university has done a really good job with their own English language test. Pretty much all the international, most of the international students, I would say 70% of the international students chose to do that, and they were really good in that case, who have just currently joined the university in September. So we are hoping, if you want to, we take you through that process too. So imagine if there is a condition that comes upon to provide, English language, then our team, if you say, I want to choose UCB's English language test, then our team completely takes you through, books you in, provides you with details, you do the test, we give you the response back within 48 hours. And then if you have not passed for the first time, you have a possibility, you are allowed after 6 weeks to redo the test. But if you fail twice in that test, then we have to say no to you. But we give you the chance to do a test one more time. So I think so. That kind of answers the question, Jyoti, or do we need to add anything more to it?
No, I think it's pretty much done. There are few questions on the participants. I can
Yeah.
does the university accepts all boards?
Yes, we are working on them currently. Right now, we have Tamil Nadu. We have. Let me just quickly tell you guys, because there is something that us as being the international office has worked very closely on right now, and we are trying to add more boards onto India, because we have just done some research on that. So currently, as you guys, if you would have seen, we are accepting boards from CBSE, ICSE, which everybody knows, Cambridge. If people have done international schooling in India, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Karnataka, and West Bengal. We are adding four to five more states into the board currently. So Gujarat is on there. There is it's on top of my head right now. Definitely Gujarat board is on there. Definitely okay, I might be, but there are five more boards which are coming on, and it will be very soon. I believe by the end of this month we will update the website, but we are adding five more boards onto our international section for India. However, university has a India website too. So if anybody wants to go on the university's India website, they will get a quick update in that case, because we try to get that sorted very quickly.
Bharat, is MOI also accepted, like medium of instruction? Is it is also accepted at
Say that
UCB?
again. Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Is MOI also accepted at UCB?
Did you just say MOI?
Yeah, medium of instruction. That
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
again. It's medium of instruction is something that is a very is a question mark. Let me put it this way, right? So if it depends upon how the student has progressed, where they have studied, we need to see that. Again, every single application that comes in has to be checked thoroughly by our admissions team to be able to make that kind of a, you know, input through to you. But yes, we don't just reject the application. We don't reject the application straight away. We tend to provide you with a solution. If you can provide us with that, we work with you on that. And we are not the usual typical universities who are like, oh, sorry, you did not fall into this bracket. Bye bye. No, we want to provide you with an opportunity because we want you to have that level of education here, because the institution provides that kind of service where we are giving you that helping hand. We are basically holding your hand and telling you, you know what, let's do this together.
And Bharat, we have one more question. Like the test you were talking about, the
Yeah,
English language test, the which UCB provides, it is a free of cost test, or the student has to pay for it.
it's a free of cost test.
Okay. And how
That's
much
why
gap?
students, that's why students tend to let me put it this way. That's why students tend to uh, take this test.
Yeah. And one more question, like how much gap is accepted?
Gap in terms of their studies.
Yeah. Like if the student has passed his last education in 2015 and now he wants to pursue post graduation or graduation in UK, so how much gap is acceptable?
Okay, I think so. This example might summarize the answer for this. Okay, 2015, you finished. Let's say, let me put it this way. Let it make it difficult. Okay, let's make it difficult. So, 2015, you did your masters, right? Going from masters, what you did is basically you got into industry, right? And you did, let's say you were a marketing student. You did your masters in marketing, and you pursued your work in marketing for the next 6 years. And now it's 2021. You want to pursue masters again. You can build upon that. Yes, it's not that we say there was a 5 year gap or a 6 year gap or a 7 year gap or an 8 year gap or a 9 year gap or a 10 year gap. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you have been, if you have not got the gap in terms of you have done nothing, let's put it this way, that's a question mark. So you saying I finished in 2015, but after that I've been just sitting at home and relaxing and chillaxing. I've not done anything, and I've just come down now in 2021, and I'm saying that I want to do another master's. That would not suit any institution, because let me explain it to you all. One biggest thing: when you apply to the university, it becomes more of a university's responsibility, because university has a sponsorship agreement with the UK Home Office. And the UK Home Office, in that case, when we provide you with the acceptance letter, we put down our sponsorship details on that. Basically, what we are saying is we are providing you with the sponsorship to come down to us to study. On the basis of that sponsorship, then you are able to apply for your post study work, which you are now getting for 2 years. So now, considering you are saying in 2015, I finished my master's, and after 6 years, I've not done anything. In 2021, I want to do another master's. That's not going to suit any institution. You saying 2015, I did my master's or I did my bachelor's. I've been pursuing my career further in fields, but now I feel like I want to get into, I want to do masters from a UK institution because it's going to provide me exposure and experience. Yes, why not? Let's do it together. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, like if the gap is justified, then it won't be a problem, right?
Absolutely. But every single Indian student has to go through a credibility assessment interview. Let's put it this way. So UCB takes an assessment interview. It is a part of their condition. So any student, doesn't matter where they are from in India, every Indian student has to go through an assessment interview with our team, international team. So either it would be myself or with my colleague or with my director. In that case, every student will go through, and it's not an assessment where we are trying to square you up. It's an assessment to understand you, so that you are well prepared then for the UK. Because after that, I believe now UK Home Office is also doing UKVI interviews with all the students when they go down to the UK to understand what's their criteria in terms of doing the education in the UK itself. So pretty much that is, I think so, in a way, if I've explained it right.
Okay, Bharat, we have one more question. If the student has done his 12th from CBSE board, but that particular student holds the passport for Punjab, so is
Yeah,
he or she will be acceptable?
I don't think so. We are trying to make sure that we get the right kind, stable kind of inputs from all the states. So at the end of the day, because it's about getting students from all the states together coming down here, it's not about, we saying, oh, Punjab is this, or Karnataka is this, or Arunachal Pradesh is this. No, you are a student at the end of the day. You have the right to study. You have the right documents. Yes, let's do it together, as I said.
Okay, so there is no restriction for any say, states or state boards.
It's not, to be honest, it's not that way, because I don't know how the market provides information. Let me put it this way. But then there is nothing as of such where it comes across as, oh, we want to target a particular state and say, no, we're not getting you here. Come on, you have the documents, you have the education, you can provide the certificates, you can fulfill the conditions. Who's stopping you to study? Nobody can stop you. Not even UK Home Office can stop you to study in that case.
So now we have come to the end of this webinar. Thank you, Bharat. Thank you so much for the lovely webinar we had today. It was very wonderful, very informative, and we liked how you put it all together for UCB and how it's helps students to get the practical knowledge in place of the theoretical knowledge. So
Thank
it
you so
was a
much.
pleasure to have you today.
Not a problem. If any of the students have more questions, guys, please direct them to Jyoti, and we can definitely come back to you with any of that. I hope to see all of you. Let me put it this way, for February, if you would like to. Again, February, September, there are two intakes. So let's see what we can do together.
Thank you so much, Bharat. Thank you for
No worries.
joining us today.
Thank you to you
Pleasure to
guys for
have you.
organizing this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.